Everybody, this is Force Weaver, your dear cleric, and welcome you all to this reaction to Alton Brown Cooks Food, episode 28, The Blades, The Thing, by, obviously, Alton Brown. I've been, for the past few weeks, I've been kind of, watching some of, Alton Brown's new, YouTube videos, and they're very funny. He's a really iconic guy in the food sort of entertainment space. So without any further ado, let's get this thing started, shall we?
Greetings.
Hi.
Today we are replacing Alton Brown Cooks Food with Alton Brown Cuts Food.
Oh no, cooks. Oh,
this will serve as the first of three,
a little,
maybe five,
it's a little
perhaps
bit deranged
seven
with
episodes concentrating on, shall we say,
with it.
edgy content. Now, while certain members of the psychiatric community have assured me that I am not suffering from acromania, I am
Yeah,
a
very convincing.
cutlery enthusiast, and under the auspice of collecting, have gathered unto me, well, a great many edge devices designed specifically for culinary engagement. These are just the ones
Culinary, huh?
Now today, I
Look at
offer
all
just a
them
slice
knives.
of basic opinion-driven cutlery information in hopes that it will be of some use to you in your own kitchen life. We will not be mincing words on matters metallurgical today, nor will we be cutting too deeply into the finer points of knife style or complex maneuvers, although things are likely to get a little dicey.
One too many, bro.
Let's review some knife.
I love how his face is so good at acting out these things. From the unhinged to professional.
Here we have a generalized view of a somewhat chubby chef's knife. Now,
Chubby.
starting at the ouchie
Aw,
end,
come now.
we've got the point, which is the apex of the tip. Okay?
Just
The
big
back of the
boned.
blade is the spine. The long, sharp part is the edge. The heel is down here. Now, some knives, mostly Western in style, feature this kind of a smooth wad of metal. Called
Can't keep getting away with this. No. I think he can because he's Alton Brown.
The handle provides some counterweight to the blade. It was once considered evidence the blade had been fully forged rather than stamped. That is no longer the case, and not something we're going to get into. Very often the blade continues on in what is called the tang, or full tang sometimes, which is usually safely ensconced in the handle, which in a Western knife is composed of two wooden, plastic, or sometimes resin-impregnated fabric scales that are
Resin-impregnated
on
fabric
either side
scales?
of the tang.
That sounds
Japanese knives,
very
not so
interesting.
much. They're
Yep.
different. That's another show. This is the butt
Another show.
as the back terminal end of the tool, just like the butt of a rifle. Thank you.
There it goes. Oh. Crashed. Go West, young knife. So he's starting with Western knives, I guess.
Although there's been a lot of mixing and morphing of knife styles over the last century, for me it still breaks down to Western style knives and Asian, specifically Japanese style knives. Now this doesn't mean that
That's another show.
Botswanan style knives or Thai
I got to say
style
the thing.
knives or Nordic
The
style
editor.
knives.
I
There
love the
are
editor's
many,
little
many
quips.
more. Heck, we could do an entire season on the Chinese vegetable cleaver, and we may.
Why not?
But Western style knives and Japanese style knives are the most commercialized types in this country. So that is where we are going to start. Now, Western knives have two important traditions, French and German. Right, here's a
French and German?
8-inch chef's knife next to its German counterpart. Now, as you can see, the French knife,
German is a
which
little bit more
thinner,
curved
wider, has
on
a
the edge.
straighter cutting edge, okay? Good for push-pull cutting, while the German knife is thicker and heavier, has a curvy belly, suitable for rocking
Chopping.
through thick-cut piles of herbs. Both styles replicate their basic shapes through a wide range of sizes. I mean, basically, these are the same knife, just, scaled.
Sort of
look, they're the
differently.
same.
Yeah,
Size,
sure,
smaller.
but
Okay.
why
Now,
would you need
hear
such a
this.
big knife?
Regardless
I know,
how
bigger
wonderful a knife you
ingredients.
purchase, it will quickly degrade if you do not maintain it. And that comes down, in my opinion, to four things: how you store it, how you use it, how you clean it,
And maintain it.
how you sharpen it. We will begin with
Sharpenage.
storage. I want to start by saying I hate knife blocks, okay? I hate them ferociously. They get dirty. When they get dirty, they're impossible to clean. So it's like
You can see there's
sliding
some reddish tinge on his
They're also
face.
ugly.
You
They
really
take up a lot of
sell
space.
his hatred
I
for
also
it.
hate knife blocks because knife companies use them to get you to buy knife sets, and I don't like those either. You should buy your knives one at a time. Oh,
One at a
and
time,
those
eh?
slots, they're never actually the size for the knife that you want to put in there. Very frustrating. So I say use them to fuel the fires of hell. For me, there are two acceptable methods of knife storage. The first is into a drawer. Now, drawers can be terrible places for knives. We've all gone to a relative's house or a friend's house and opened a drawer and found, knives living in sin with, hammers and test tube holders and,
if they're
matchers. No, if you're going
if
to
they're
store
doing if
knives
they're
in a
saying the
drawer,
same
you
living
gotta
space
get
as a
yourself some of
hammer,
these inserts.
I'm not sure.
Check these out. These drawer
look at
inserts,
that.
you can buy them in a lot of places.
It's like
they've got
corkboard?
these little thin pieces of cork, dozens, of
Yeah.
them, maybe hundreds, squeezed together and held. I don't know how they're held, but what I do know is
Probably built by
it's,
friction, I
really
assume.
Easy to just slide a knife in between those pieces, and they stay nice and secure, safe and sound, as long as the knives are clean and dry when they go in there. This is a great system for a drawer, but it's not my favorite system. My personal
that was a fancy
preference is
transition
I like
there.
Seeing my knives
Up on the
magnetic,
wall.
bars coated with wood or some kind of knife.
Have a
timber
hammer ready to chisel through a
surface.
well-done
Of course,
steak.
you do
I guess.
make sure that you
Need-
put the knife on gently. And when you remove, you pull the edge off first, edge to spine, not the other way around. And do always store them with the tips facing upward. When they're pointed down, accidents tend to happen. All
Don't want
now,
them falling
before
loose
we
and then
put one of
stabbing you in the
these to,
foot.
Actual use. Let us contemplate the yin to knife's yang. Or is that the knife's yang to not? Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I am simply shocked by how many folks fuss and fawn over knives while basically ignoring half of the cutting system, namely the cutting board. Now,
Okay,
there
the
are
board,
a
huh?
lot of cutting board surfaces out there, including those made of, and I'm not kidding,
Well,
titanium,
what is this?
glass, and marble, all of which should be hauled to The Hague and tried for crimes against humanity alongside
Knife manity?
bamboo boards, which despite
What is this like
claiming
framing here?
stability,
It's like
are
a
in
vertical
fact
video.
terrible for knife edges due to bamboo's high silica content and the massive amount of glue required to make one of these things.
Okay, so no
I
bamboo.
endorse only two board materials, okay, beginning with wood. Now, here at Brain Food Industries, we use both walnut and maple in a couple of different sizes, but always at least 1.5 inches thick. Okay.
1.5 inches
Now,
thick.
these boards,
Pretty big.
nice and heavy, and they are assembled via what's called, well, they're called edge grain, meaning that
Oh, hello there, Bob Brains.
boards
Welcome,
are
welcome.
glued,
We're doing
so
some
the grain runs
reacts
with the board.
today.
This
I don't know if you're
long
doing the
way, so
ad,
when you're
guys
cutting
seeing the
on it,
ads here,
you're
but
usually
still.
cutting at an angle across that grain. Then you could always have an end grain board. Okay, that's
End grain?
where
Oop.
the boards are glued together so that the grain runs up and down. End grain boards, properly made, are to my mind superior because they self-heal, so you don't see cut marks. Okay, of course you could just sand that off, but above all, they tend
Sand
to
it
be
off.
faster boards, meaning that a sharp knife edge will just glide unimpeded like an ice skater across a New England pond at Christmas. End grain boards, elegant,
Yeah.
beautiful, fast, not however cheap.
Really
But look at
caressing
it
the
this way.
board there.
You don't race a Ferrari on gravel. You know what I mean?
Don't you
Also,
drive a
I should
Ford?
mention that, wooden boards require
More of a
maintenance.
work
The
truck,
board
eh?
needs to be rubbed down about once a month with a food-grade mineral oil.
Food-grade
or a
mineral
board
oil.
cream. I like the one made by
Board cream.
the booze board people. They made most of these boards. It's got oil and beeswax in it, and I
Mm-hmm,
find rubbing my board to be very relaxing, and it makes my hands silky soft. Properly maintained.
Part of your
Maybe sand
lightly
every couple
your
of years.
your
A
skin-
good wooden
skincare
board
routine,
passed
eh?
on to
Rubbing
your
down your
children and
board?
Grandchildren, if they're smart, they will fight tooth and nail over it.
Sure you want that?
However, if keeping up with a quality wooden board sounds too much like caring for a pet, may I suggest polyvinyl acetate, PVA, which is not the same as
As
plastic.
plastics.
I don't like plastic boards. I don't
Camera
like
guy.
plastic. The scars
Camera
deep
up here,
in
guy.
After a couple of, I don't know, like a year, you just gotta just throw it away. You gotta get rid of it. And to me, plastic never ever really feels clean. It just doesn't. PVA boards, which you see in sushi bars.
Ooh, sushi
are,
bars.
Kind of synthetic rubber, which is smooth and kind of soft to the touch and silky.
It's like
Although not as
weird-
decorative
weirdly
as
erotic.
wood, PVA boards like this one, made by the Japanese company High Soft, which come in black and tan, lovely combo. Black. Excellent surfaces for your fine cutlery to frolic, and they come in a lot of different sizes. Now, speaking of size, matching the board to the knife is very important. My rule of thumb, okay, is when the largest knife I plan on using that day, like this humongous thing, when it's placed diagonally across the board, there should be at least 2 inches of board remaining off both the point and the butt of the knife. This board is big enough for this, but this board
is not
big enough for this.
No,
knife.
it's just big as
this board would be fine for, say, this knife.
Standard knife, yeah.
Now, if you've got room for the investment in your wallet and you've got enough room in your house to store them, I really do suggest 2 boards.
2 boards?
Enough talk. We cut!
With the hands up like cinema pose. Food. Finally. I know.
I can think of no better practice for basic chopping, dicing, and mincing than making salsa, as it requires
salsa?
Quite a few cuts. Now, it's
I think you would have thought maybe a salad.
Let's see. We've got 4 jalapenos. Very nice. 6 Roma tomatoes. You really do need to use Romas. If you've got like beefsteak style tomatoes, they don't make as good a salsa because they're more watery. 4 cloves of garlic.
Have more meat on them.
1 red bell pepper. Now, this is one of the only places that I use these without charring them, although we could char. 1 nice big size onion. Now, some people prefer a little less onion. You could go down to half a cup if you're not a big onion fan. I really like onion.
Onion is pretty good. I love like sauteed onions.
My salsa. Also, if you've got a red onion and you prefer that, go with the red onion. A little bit on the sweeter side. I like the bite of the white ones. Next up, 2 ancho chilies, which are just dried poblanos. But we can't call them dried poblanos. We have to call them anchos. So.
Why? Those impromptu maracas, probably due to like
scallions. We won't be using that part.
Only the white fleshy
You're
parts.
Going to need enough limeage to get 2 tablespoons of juice. Now, if it's the time of year where you can get big juicy ones, fine. It's probably 1 will do. In my case, I'll need 2. Last but not least, 1/4 of a cup of cilantro. Now, I know that some of you have that gene where this tastes like soap. If so, trade it for parsley or some other like green herb that really needs it. Me, I like the cilantro, so I'm going with it. Okay, we also need some non-cuttable items, especially spices. I'm going to go with a teaspoon each of a good quality chili powder
the good
and
stuff.
Ground cumin. Now, if you've got cumin seeds and want to grind your own, fine, but toast them first, please. Also,
toast them.
2
Interesting.
teaspoons, probably at least 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. We might need a little bit more. We'll taste. And I'm going to grind on enough black pepper, or let's say half teaspoon. As for the hardware, as you can see, I'm going with a beautiful walnut.
Just one whole board.
Medium-sized board. And I'm using it because it makes the ingredients look pretty.
Gotta make sure everything looks good on camera.
For all this, but since we're celebrating the form, I'm going to be using 3 things. I'm going to use a French style chef's knife in the 8-inch range. I'm going to be using a curious little number called a
tiny one,
a sheep foot paring knife, which I like a lot for garlic. And
it's more average size. Don't worry.
Cheers.
Really?
Enough talk. We cut. Oh crap! I already said that. Never mind. Cut.
Make me salsa
the reason there is so much debate on the proper way, and no, I'm not crying, you're crying. The proper way to chop an onion is this is a fairly complicated critter, and to choose properly which way to chop it, we should really consider
have like the
something
sulfur compounds in them.
Architecture, okay? There appear to be
love the overlay
circles within, well, half circles within half circles within half circles, but it's a lot more complicated than that. These are actually cross sections of spheres, half spheres inside half spheres inside half spheres. It's complicated, which is why
like an
the
ogre.
peeling the onion is the metaphor that it is. Now, the classical approach, at least if you're a Frenchman, is to make a series of cuts this way, and then cross chop, okay?
Really?
Which is supposed to cube the onion. And you know what? It would, if it was a potato, but it isn't. And I've never seen it work out that well. I have a different approach, the radial approach, which is instead of making a bunch of cuts this way and then a bunch of cuts this way, I'm just going to cut radially as many times as I can across this way, keeping the root connected right? And then I'll do my cross cuts. Is it going to result in every piece being exactly the same? No, but that wasn't going to happen anyway, now was it? So
Yeah,
I'm
you
going
gotta
to
make do with what you got.
my onion way out to the end of my board so I can get my handle down low like this. And making sure that I have the root
Proper
end,
cutting techniques too.
root end facing there. I'm going to just cut through like this. I am not cutting
Look
all
at
the way
that.
through the onion, am I? No, I am not.
Okay.
I'm going to reach my hand over.
Now I'm learning some like knife techniques and cutting techniques
You will
myself.
not get in trouble as long as you maintain a good grip on your knife. And by good grip, you notice I don't do this.
Yeah, it's got
You can. I do this.
Partially,
Blade pincher.
yeah.
That gives me control over exactly where the blade is going to go. The rest of the fingers give some just support to that. Holding here, things can twist. I don't feel I have as much control.
It's a little bit more leverage.
Do not
Oh,
do this. I don't ever want to see this. Because you do this, your
like a-
finger slips, and guess where it is? Oh, it's almost, yeah. You're all over the place.
I
It's
think
like,
that's a
this
Monty
doesn't
Python
hurt as much
reference.
as you think. Pinch this part of the blade up by the spine, and all will be well. Okay, now I'm just going to cross.
Just only a
cut
flesh
right
wound, really.
now. I don't really care about this being incredibly small. I like my salsas on the chunky side. Right?
Is he gonna go through all the way, or
When
is
I
he
get
just gonna
down
stop?
to about there? I'm not gonna fight with this. This is gonna go in the stock pot.
Stockpot.
That gives me what I call a rough chop, which is perfectly fine for this application. So I'm going to complete the onion. If you don't like onions flying all over your board, once you cut through, you can always put your finger down and just pull things off. Now notice, I can do this with my eyes closed. And the reason I can do it with my eyes closed is because
He's
the
experienced.
fingers of my left hand
Are curled
are
in.
telling the knife where to go.
Yeah.
The knife is always, the side of the knife is always in contact with the fingers, these two fingers of my left hand. My right hand is driving the knife, applying the force necessary to move with that forward cut, but it is my fingers of my left hand.
It's guiding the
telling me
blade.
where to go. This relationship is absolutely critical.
There it is. He got a bread.
Now the red bell pepper, which has got
The
an
bread
unusual
scraper.
shape. Usually I take that top off because I'll use it in hummus or something like that. And I also
hummus?
take off the other end, which will also go into hummus. That's another show. Don't worry about that right now. Now what we need to do is get this the placenta out. So I just
Is
slice
it
it
actually
on
called the
one side.
placenta? Because that's kind of
And all the
nasty.
seeds, if it is right,
Not that
will-
placenta
will
itself
stay
is
on
nasty,
that
it's
placenta. So you
natural.
just pull it out. Now I also want to get all of
Wow,
these
he's
kind
like
of
butterflying it,
spines,
hey?
these ribs out, along with some of that membrane, which doesn't taste very good and has a nasty texture. So I just lightly cut across that. And I'm not actually angling down into the meat of the pepper. I'm kind of pushing the whole knife blade down and then just gliding across it. Then I cross cut into basically the 4 flat fillets, and then slice those into sticks. And you can do skin side up or skin side down. Doesn't really matter to me. And then cross cut for the dice. So you notice when I'm trying to cut something into thin strips, I use a pull stroke, and when I'm trying to chop it into smaller pieces, I usually use a push stroke. That is with the French knife. Gives me more control and means less buildup of food on the side of the blade.
Got it.
I'm happy to call that a fine dice.
Into the bowl it
But when it
goes.
comes to getting the skin off of garlic, a lot of people just give it a pop with the side of their chef's knife. I don't go around smacking the side of my chef's knife willy-nilly if I don't have to, because you never know. Something could happen. It could. I use
guess
a board
so.
scraper for that.
Okay.
Because I have it. It's right here. I'm already using it. So just a
There
pop.
it is. Yeah, it's
I live
already
in a
got
house
like
of
a
dogs.
fulcrum to
If I
it.
was doing this on the side of the blade, I guarantee one of my dogs would jump up on me, and I would end up with 12 stitches.
Ew,
Skins will
yeah,
come
that's
right
bad.
off. I know. A lot of you are going to say, I know a better method for this. Good. Use your method. I like doing what I'm used to.
Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, I'm old.
Too
Weathered? Oh,
I'm not old, I'm right.
definitely not
When it comes
right.
to getting as fine a mince
Bang.
as
The
possible
editor is
on
sassy
garlic,
today.
You know what you could do? You could just grate it on a microplane grater.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that. You could just grate it. But we're not. We're going to actually go through the procedure here.
gonna slice
and
it.
Now, I'm not going to lie. I would very often just do this with a chef's knife. Until you're really experienced with that, though, I do think a paring knife is better. I'm going to use this
small
sheet
one,
hook
yeah.
that I was talking about, and I'll show you why. Because it's going to actually make full contact with the board all the way to the tip. A regular paring knife kind of curls out. So just take your sheep foot. and
Alton's
just
angle.
Make,
Who's that?
Those little lateral cross marks, just like you would
That
with
is
an onion. And you can actually
so
pull
small.
it
Oh my
together
God.
with your fingers, like that. Okay, so it'll fan out. Notice the root end,
Mm-hmm.
still holding things together, right? And then I
Just
look
chop out the
across and
root?
I might make just one cross cut like that, and then just
That's set up like that. Look at that.
now see this knife is really great for that because it stays on the board the whole time, and I'm willing to call that fine mince.
Into the bowl.
A lot of people will break out the gloves when they're handling chilies because they don't want to then touch something else and get burned. And I know how that feels. I have inadvertently scratched my eye after chopping some of these and screamed for half an hour. I don't
Half an hour.
get out the gloves for something like this because I can wash my hands when I'm done. And you know what? I'll just remember not to stick my finger in my eye. It's your choice. The way that I
Fair
typically do these is I just take the end off. Of course, we want to get a good bit of the seed and the membrane out. I don't really care that much about the seeds, but I know some people don't like them or think they're really hot. They're not. It's the membrane that holds them that is really, really hot.
Well, he's got like
And that
a serrated spoon.
We can get out with my friend the grapefruit spoon.
Interesting.
Typically kind of just scrape around.
Okay, it's a
Take it up in
grapefruit
your hand
spoon.
and just kind of scrape, right? And that'll get most of that out. Some seeds will fly around. That's perfectly fine. There you go. That's all you need. Now, as far as chopping these, I treat them like I do really any other pepper, right? So I'm going to cut it into strips. And notice I like to cut with the skin side up.
Yeah.
And the reason that I do that is because if you cut with the skin side down,
Could get
it's really
caught in
easy
the
to
flesh.
miss some.
Yeah.
However, using the tip drag pull method, I'm less likely to do that. And again, just cross. I'm going to cut these relatively small. Notice I'm not crunching down on these. I'm using the length of the blade, right? And using my other hand to kind of feed the peppers through. It's like a little sawmill. Some peppers.
A sawmill.
If we
A
did
pepper
it this
mill.
way, it's harder to keep everything like on the board because it wants to curve.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
with this, it doesn't.
Because
Again,
like
see, I don't even
it's
have to
the
look
concave side is
because
up.
I know that my fingers are in contact with the knife. I could have faked you out and gone, oh! But I'm not going to do that.
He's not gonna do that.
Bob's bandages.
Bob's
The other
bandages.
two
Oh,
jalapenos go under the broiler. No oil, no nothing. Just stick them in a pan and stick them under there.
gotta toast them, huh?
And I turn them as soon as they start to blister. I usually have to turn them at least 3 or 4 times. And of course, the actual cook time total is going to depend upon your toaster oven. You could also do this on a gas cooktop or, of course, a grill if you happen to be. To me, it is worth the time as the flavor of a roasted jalapeno is a completely different kind
Look at
of
all.
flavor.
Look at
These
them.
look fine. Now, I just get them straight into water because that will immediately
Like shock
loosen
'em,
the
right?
Skin, which we do.
Well, hey there, Grumpy. How's it
Just kinda
going?
Pull that all off.
We're doing some reacts here,
much
reacting to some Alton Brown.
In water. And you
Did
can
we
also
drop
just
again?
kinda
No.
pull the sugar itself
We'll say we are dropping
flatten it
frames.
out. Here, that's the last of the skin. And pull out the seeds and kind of everything.
I
that you
think
want
we're
to get
doing
rid of.
okay.
Anything that kind of hangs behind, you can get with your grapefruit spoon.
It's just
You got
like
those, right?
variable
You could
connectivity
roast all your
right now.
jalapenos if you want to. You could. Go ahead. Roast all 4 of them. I like a combination of the fresh, crunchy kind of heat that I get from jalapenos and also the roasty stuff, which is why I do both.
I love both.
And the raw jalapenos. And again, you can roast all of your jalapenos, or you cannot roast any of your jalapenos. It's just the way I like it.
That's fine. You can do
Anchos
what
are
you like.
tricky. Some people call them anchos. I call them anchos. Again, they're just a dried poblano, and they're leathery, like an old wallet. And
Old
I don't
wallet.
like trying to harvest these with a knife, unless I soak them first. But I want to cut them up so that they can soak in the salsa. So instead, I'm bringing scissors to the knife fight.
Okay,
The first thing I
yeah.
do is I cut out is really the best thing for this, is cut out the stem, because
Cut out the stem of it.
that's
Oh, well, look at
also
all
gonna
those
release
seeds.
all of those guys. Out you go, out you go. And on top of the fact that I don't want to eat the stem, it doesn't soften, and yeah, I'm going to lose a little bit of the chili around
Bit
it.
of the
but I don't
flesh, but it's
care
fine.
too much about that. Mostly, I just want to get that out of there. And the seeds.
Okay, the
Now, these
connectivity's
seeds aren't
back up
dramatically
again.
hot, but I don't want to eat them. Okay. As for the peppers themselves, I just want these in strips, so there's no better tool than these shears. So I'm just going to kind of snip those into pieces. Oh, there's a seed that was hiding. Go away. Into small pieces. You want to try to do this with your knife, you can. It is like cutting up a wallet. Very old.
Cutting up a
that you
wallet.
found in the desert. Yeah, these pieces will rehydrate.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Into the bowl it goes.
I do like Romas for this application because they're just meatier, less juicy.
It's back down again.
And I really
may just need.
I don't like a lot of tomato juice in my salsa any more than there's going to be. So I'm going to want to kind of gut these guys a little bit. So what I typically do is I half them, right? And then I scoop them because I've opened up these
Scoop 'em?
cells,
Okay,
here
so
and
it's
here.
all watery.
So I'm just going to use a bowl
And
to
tiring?
capture that.
I'm sorry to hear
I
that.
don't,
You've been tiring for you,
you know,
Gromke.
really
I've been
want
doing good.
that. And again, oh my gosh, it's that spoon again.
It's quite a bit busy earlier in the day, but now we're
As
just
for
chilling.
The little the stem chunk there, I'll worry about that when I cut them up. But first,
Learning
one is
about
the-
knives and other things.
Okay. Now, as far as chopping these up,
Probably just the same as the other peppers and
scavenge into a
chilies.
lovely tableau. I try to keep all the uncut stuff over on one side. As again, this is where I might have to break my own rule, depending on the sharpness of my knife. Oh, I'm good. Never mind. You might have to cut with the skin down because tomato skin notorious for being difficult. It's
pretty, like, tough, I guess.
Cut, and now I'm going to do a push cut. I don't do this business. And I don't do that because it mashes food. It squirts things out, and it almost never makes it through the skin.
You like cooking? Yeah.
Sharp
Cooking's
knives are
awesome.
quiet knives. There doesn't
We
need to
were
be a
learning
lot of
about
pounding.
MSG earlier, but
you go.
yes, in a previous React. Now we're learning about knives and
This
learning how
is
to make a
one
salsa.
example
Oh,
of a place where I will start with the blade all the way off the board. I like my scallions, to
scallions?
cut a little bit on the bias, and
Ah,
I
okay.
don't want to get into this action, right? And I don't necessarily want to draw through this way. I could,
like
but
that.
it doesn't seem as natural to me
Is pushing it
as
through
going like this.
you sideways, yeah.
And I'm not going to go into these. I don't want those in the salsa. So
You don't want like this.
that's it. You don't have
the
to put them up
leafy
any
like
more than this,
scallion
because
like
as we toss them
stuff.
around in the salsa, all the little rings are going to separate.
Bench scraper.
Cilantro. I know some of you hate it. I love it. And I'm going
Hey.
to harvest about 1/4 of a cup, which will probably be this entire bouquet. Cilantro is shaped a lot like
Like a vine
like
almost.
parsley, in
Okay.
that on the stalk there's usually 2 leaves down and 3 at the top. I don't mind
interesting.
getting a little bit of this stem up here, but I don't like this stem down here. So I do
Pull it out.
those off and then just kind of strip off the top. I don't mind that in that configuration. And I'm just going to go through and make a little pile.
Gotta do it by
Save
hand.
the rest of this because that looks like it's about
On
to
Asian
be
dish,
enough.
especially the
So how to
MSG.
cut this? Well, this
Much
is one
amount.
of those
Yeah,
times
good enough.
that
Since you
I will
don't
completely
like
allow,
parsley. Fair enough.
the rock and chop business.
I think I have a
But,
friend who
I
has like the
prefer it to
genetic
be a little bit
thing
more,
where the cilantro tastes like soap.
So the way that I'm going to
And it, like, sucks
is
for them.
I'm going to do the rock chop because I don't want to gather this up and try to do what we call a chiffonade. We'll do that on another show. But I want
Chiffonade.
to make sure that I do try to have as much uniformity as possible. So I kind of start here, hoping to end up over here. So I'm just going to
Just roughly
gonna
crush
turn.
it. Just roughly like dice all the aromatic
regroup it,
leaves.
turn it over itself, and mow through again. Notice this hand way out of danger on the back of the blade. Don't drop your thumb down on the board. You drop your thumb down on the board as you're going across. Guess what goes in your salsa?
Blood.
We'll be able to put it back on.
Oh.
When I get it knocked down a little bit, I do more of a slide. Modified. There we go. The only
about that from the
produce
fellow
we've got
YouTuber. I
left
thought
is
she
the,
was weird.
lime juice, which
Yeah, it is.
we can do that right now. There's no
I said it's a genetic
It
thing,
is.
so like a decent chunk of the population just can't have it. It's
And when it comes to juicing equipment, there are a lot of folks. I see these all over the place. I get that people like them. It lets you squeeze something, and
So
and
it's such a
sometimes you use
visceral-
the seeds. I never seem to get much juice out of them. I have my grandmother's
Ooh,
citrus
look at
reamer,
that.
where everything just kind of collects down in this little trough.
Little
and
well
then you
thing,
can,
yeah.
pour it through a strainer if you're worried about the seeds. I find I just get a lot more juice out of this, and I don't just spin
twist
the,
it.
the lime or the citrus. I spin the reamer. They say that you can microwave your limes before you do this.
Really?
Or your lemons.
Why?
I've never had luck with that.
Works great for me.
If you
Those
have
squeezers
had luck
too.
with that, put it in the comments. I'd like to know about it.
I just
So
did.
YouTube Pro now, I can say things like.
He never listens to me. I
don't
love
see the
how
seeds,
like
and I don't mind the pulp. So
I love how like sassy
Now we
the editor
assemble.
is.
salt,
Ah,
cumin, chili powder.
there it is. Probably just gonna be a rough toss, I guess. Got those squeezers
And
too. Yeah.
something I didn't.
I don't
mention
think
when
we
was
have
going
one of
over
those
all the
squeezers, but we
ingredients.
don't like
need about a
need
tablespoon
juice
of olive oil,
a lot.
any kind, not extra virgin.
Any kind. Okay.
And last thing that I add, so I've got that stirred in, is that lemon juice, lime juice.
Oh,
Lemon juice would be totally different.
there it goes.
All right, come with me.
Oh, what's he doing now? Oh,
Cover your new salsa and refrigerate for at least 2 hours. Did I say 3 hours? I meant 6 hours. Look, here's the real truth here, is that the longer this sits, the better it will be up to a point, which is really about 6 hours. For one thing, there's a lot of
about
flavors
6
that
hours.
bug in here. Need to melt.
Bug in here.
The other thing is that the ancho chili strips need to fully hydrate and then give off their flavor. So if you've got 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, be good. Okay.
Bye bye. Part 4. Cleanup time, class. Oh, so we're gonna be cleaning up the knives now.
Well,
Hi
now
there.
that we have
Oh, you can see his
good
ceiling.
soiled
Dang.
knives and boards alike.
I love
we can talk about washing.
how
I'd like
he
to begin
how he
just by saying that fine
love the
knives
chaotic
and
patterns on the
cutting
wall.
boards can only
Happy any one of the people that have
be
a
run
salon
through
show.
the dishwasher one time.
by me and the
Because after
Vietnamese
that,
restaurants.
they're crap knives and boards. Honestly, the heat,
gotcha.
the chemicals, the drying phase. This is literally a machine designed to destroy fine cutlery and cutting boards. Okay, now
Gotta do it
I
by
don't
hand.
care if you just finished cutting up 20 raw chickens on your board, and yes, I cut up raw chicken all the time on wooden cutting boards because research has proven that it's safer than plastic. I don't care if you've done that. I would still not wash anything in here. We will do it all by hand. Promise me? Promise me.
My
Okay,
house
good
actually
talk.
doesn't have a washing
So I
machine. Like
seriously doubt that all that stuff, that's all our film stuff. Yeah, I didn't have time to clean everything up yet. I doubt that I
No
have
worries.
to tell you how to wash a cutting board, right? I mean, you put it in the sink. Thusly, I usually lean it up against the side and use hot soapy water. I like to scrub with a brush like this. I think it's a little
Ooh.
Japanese number. I love these things.
That's cool.
And then, of course, you rinse, and then you.
I
let
have
it
like a
dry,
sponge.
And everything's perfectly good. I would understand, however, that this is not intimidating, but washing kind of a big, slippery, soapy piece of metal with a high ouch factor could
High
be
ouch
a little
factor.
bit entertaining. And I don't know how many times I've been like go to somebody's house when they're having a party, and you stick your hand in, and it's just there's just this knife like in there. It's like swimming at Amity Beach on the 4th of July.
Jaws reference.
Terrifying.
Oh,
And I have seen blood on the suds.
actually
my friend.
767-828.
I have seen blood on the suds. Wasn't mine though. So this is the
Wasn't
method,
mine, though.
that I use for washing knives, and I used to wash dishes professionally at a restaurant, so you can trust me about all this. It
Okay.
actually has to do with either you're going to need a flat surface like
You have
your
old
board,
plastic and
which
wooden
is
boards at
preferable,
cooking
or even
school.
the back
It's
side
annoying.
of the sink.
Oh, you went to
Here's what
cooking
I do. I
school?
just lay the blade, see, flat.
That's it.
Flat
That's cool.
against the board
annoying.
with the knife sticking out. Then you just take that brush.
how you call
and
weird
just
smell?
go to town, because that edge,
Probably a
the
bunch of
way that
all,
it
like,
can get up
everything
and
that's
into your
was used to
business, right?
cut.
And flip it over and do the same thing. The handle, of course, can be done separately, and then you rinse, dry thoroughly, whether it's stainless steel or not, and store safely, and not in a block.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a thing about
Good
like
edge
knife
will
blocks
require
a
occasional
while ago.
maintenance, and this typically comes in two forms: sharpening and honing. And no, they are not the same. Now,
Yeah.
let's just say that this large foam rubber model is your knife, and this your knife's edge, only foam.
Where did he get the
Now,
budget to
after a
do
while,
that?
Even a hard Japanese-style
Where did-
blade, riding on a
Who even
good
made that
board
for him?
will get dull.
Yeah.
That is, the actual material at that narrow edge
Chips
wears
off,
away.
yeah.
It literally looks something like this.
Oh, he's gonna. Oh, yeah. Oh, and this is in his kitchen too. Think about all those like foam particles. He's such a commitment to the bit. I love Alton Brown. He's such a treasure. Off you go.
This blade is now dull.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Zero ouch. To bring it back to full potential, it needs to be sharpened, meaning that some of the material on either side of the bevel needs to be removed in order to reshape the edge. Now, many devices are sold that allow a home cook to sharpen their own, and I do not own even one of these devices. That's because I want my knives to be sharpened either by a high-speed grit-infused belt or a series of whetstones.
Wow.
In either case, by a
Gastronomy
sharpening professional. Could
Oh,
I do it?
So like 4-year high school.
In a pinch,
Because
on a
registered.
stone, maybe.
Interesting. That's
But
so cool,
honestly,
Gromke.
I demand a level of edginess that can only be rendered by a professional. So I send my knives out once or twice a year, depending, of course,
Average size
on
meat
how
clever.
much I use the darn things. But
Yes,
this
average
is not
size.
to say that I do not maintain my edges, because I do strive to keep them in true. Let us look at another edge.
Is he gonna bring out another one? I knew it. Look at that.
Okay.
You can see it's got some nicks in it.
Sometimes edges don't so much wear down as kind of just get out of line, out of whack. A bend over here and there.
Oh, look at that.
Burrs and bends so that the edge really isn't pointing at the food anymore. Now, this doesn't happen quite as often with hard Japanese steel knives, but it certainly happens a lot with French and German knives, which are often made of softer but tougher steel.
Softer
So
but tougher.
This blade is not dull. Its edge just isn't facing the food anymore.
It's just
And this can be
misaligned, yeah.
repaired by honing. That is, this edge will be coaxed back into correct position, but it requires a tool called a honing steel, and it requires a little bit of pressure. All right, let's have a look. Now, there are a lot of different styles of honing steels out in the world.
What's he gonna
but
pull
they're
out now?
also easy to mistake or confuse with more aggressive sharpening sticks.
Aggressive?
Now, here are just a few of the absolute basics.
Oh, those are those
around,
ones.
honing
The
steels,
things that you would
traditional,
see like in
very
like
common.
a
And if properly
meat
applied,
cleaver,
can,
like a
can coax
barbecue
an
thing.
edge back
Is
onto
that
the
thing?
straight and
Out
narrow.
of the paper for a chef.
I'm not
Infamous?
a super
Oh,
huge
no.
fan, quite honestly.
At
of
least
the
like you
round
have like the
steels, because
experience
the actual
and knowledge.
contact point against the blade is for me a little aggressive. I also don't like them because they typically come in knife kits with knife blocks, and you know how I feel about those. Now, ceramic rods, they can do the job as well, and they're preferred
Ceramic.
for a lot of
Ceramic.
people that have Japanese-style knives that are harder. But beware, they do
Exactly.
remove some material.
That's-
very hard. They don't just bend it back into place.
That is good, at
They
least.
finally grate some off. I do use these on some of my harder metal knives. Then you got these steels that are studded with diamond dust, poof, which despite feeling smoother, more abrasive than my sense of humor.
More abrasive than my
Sam,
sense
I
of
don't even
humor.
know why that's in here. I don't like them because they really do, in my opinion, shred the sides of an edge. The edge will seem sharp right after you use one of these, but the edge will vanish quickly and you have to reuse it. Now, my favorite steel, it's not as common. It's a hybrid steel. It is a flat steel, honing
Interesting, yeah.
steel. When using one with softer knives, here we go. I use it pretty much like this. Okay, first off, have you ever seen chefs go? That's called theater.
Oh,
That's theater. That's not good.
That's
for
for show,
It doesn't do
yeah.
anything. You want to go slowly and with control. Okay, you're going to hold this at about a 45-degree angle. Okay, you're going to start the knife here at the heel and swipe towards the tip. Now, you wanna
hello
try
there,
to
Ellen
hold the
VTuber.
knife
I'm
at about
good, I'm good. We're
12
just learning
to
about some knife
15
crafting from
degree
Alton
angle,
Brown.
Which will be good for
Learning how
most
to
of us
hone our
people,
edges
certainly.
here.
And you just a few passes on each side, 4 or 5, very calm, just a little bit of pressure. And you'll actually slowly start to hear and feel the rough edges go
Smooth-
away.
yeah,
Just smooth
smooth
right
out, yeah.
Ooh, that's all you have to do. That's it. Now, how often? Well, if I'm getting ready to do like a bunch of prep work, I will do this right before I start. Otherwise, about once
Yeah.
a week. Now, keep this
How's
thing
everybody
clean, okay? Because
liking
metal
chat?
shards can get in there, and that could cause a
Metal
bit
shards.
of damage. All right, end of
that's
lecture.
bad.
Oh, salsa.
Here's the salsa.
Well,
coming out.
it has been a few hours, and our salsa has certainly had time to bloom, so to speak. Let's get in here. You know,
weird.
to call
To do
salsa
during my
a major
changing
culinary
practical parts of
multitasker
the written. Interesting. The stream going?
is
It's
to
going
sell
pretty
it
good.
Very, very short. It's not just
Said-
for dipping chips into, but it's totally for dipping chips into.
We've been doing a bunch of
So I'm
like
gonna give it a
video
try. Let's see if
reacts
our
here
flavors
of
melt,
various
shall we?
things. This is the third one. Doing with Alton Brown here.
The ancho is soft, and its smoky heat has worked its way through the whole. Everything's there. I'm tasting both of the jalapenos, and there it is.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
getting to him. I'm surprised he's
a little something
keeping
going on
his
there for
fridge
sure,
open
as
for
far as
so
the
long.
heat department goes. Now, we all know that salsa is excellent with a massive host of foods from south of the border. But heck, I put this stuff on everything from grilled chicken, grilled fish,
Grilled
peanut
chicken?
butter sandwiches. I'm not kidding. You know, I even heard that you can take a bunch of tortilla chips, put them on a pan, melt cheese on top of it, and then put salsa on top of that. I think I'm going to try that sometime. Now, if
Like
you'll
some sort of,
excuse me,
like, nachos?
I'm not going to let you see what's about to happen between these chips and this bowl and my mouth. See you next time on Alton Brown Cooks Food or Cuts Food or whatever I'm going to do. Whoa, ooh.
Alrighty then. With that, that's the end of that. I said Alton Brown is, in his later years, he's gotten so unhinged with his like video stuff about cooking, but it's also very informational and lovely. So please let me know what you guys thought, and if you learned anything about knives below. So yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.